No one hates veterans as much as Trump voters do. And let's leave aside the stuff that's in Trump's history. Now, with these executive orders shutting down all federal grants, he's screwing over those veterans who are at the greatest need of help. These federal grants help people like homeless veterans, people who served their country and paid a very serious price for it, a price that makes them sometimes unemployable. And without an income, tens of thousands of veterans end up homeless. Like other unhoused people, these people are vulnerable to predation of all sorts. Donald Trump also did a hiring freeze for the entire VA. People who were already in the pipeline to start work in the next couple of weeks, they've basically been terminated before they ever got to show up to work. So now veterans who are trying to access things like the GI Bill or healthcare or disability benefits, they're going to face greater backlogs. So thanks to Donald Trump, there's going to be delays and denials of healthcare. Doesn't it seem kind of stupid to delay and deny healthcare for combat veterans? People who were willing to put their lives on the line for this country, for our democracy. And again, who have paid a very heavy price for it. Some of these people might be suffering from physical ailments, exposures to things like blasts that caused traumatic brain injury, or they may have experienced psychologically traumatic events. They might be physically disabled. And Donald Trump, putting his billionaire friends ahead of veterans, is acting like it's going to save money to allow veterans' healthcare issues to fester instead of getting treated. Did you know that just about 1/3 of the federal workforce is made up of veterans? So the hiring freeze across the federal government, about 1 in 3 of those people are probably veterans. These are people who served their country in uniform and wanted to continue serving their country through things like the Department of Homeland Security, the Department of Defense, the Department of Veterans Affairs, HHS, FBI, CIA, NSA. And Donald Trump said, fuck you for your service. Do you think that really makes sense? Now, rather than criticize and call out their God King, MAGA is probably going to come into this video in the comments and say, oh, this is a lie, because these people don't read and they don't understand these executive orders. And the truth is, they hate veterans too, because these two things can't be true at once. That you care for veterans and that you want to see 1/3 of all federal employees who are veterans suffer. Right? The guy who's running the OMB, he was hired because he said that he wanted to give PTSD to federal employees and make them not want to come to work. There are a million reasons why it's very clear that Donald Trump hates veterans, and he always has hated veterans. We don't even need to talk about the things that he said to John Kelly about how we're suckers and losers, and how he refused to show up to a World War II memorial overseas because it was raining and he didn't want to get his hair wet. Or that he let Iran bomb American troops in Iraq and then said that their traumatic brain injuries were just little headaches. Donald Trump hates the troops. Donald Trump hates veterans. And all of MAGA does too. Prove me wrong.